Every day, tons of games are released on Steam. The average number is 10 games a day, and only up to 3 of them get noticed and played. The majority of these games go unnoticed, so I took it upon myself to play all of these games, or at least some of them, to bring justice to these unnoticed games. Devs spend years making a single game, and then people don't give it that attention that it deserves. So I will give them the attention it needs. So now I will search for a random newly released game that has like few reviews and is almost unnoticed, but it looks a bit decent game, you know what I mean? So I put some filters, like I like adventure games mostly, so I searched in that category. How about a horror game though? This looks exciting as it's giving off that Resident Evil 7 vibes. The trailer looked good. I could see an inventory system and puzzle like in Resident Evil. Okay, that's it. It's gonna cost me like £2, so I hope it's worth that money. Let's go. While it was downloading, I searched a bit more about this game, and I find out that there's another old version of this game which was uploaded 8 years ago on GameJolt.com, which is really strange because this game was only released on March 11, 2025. The old version is just, it seems like an alpha version of the game but in completely different environment. So did the developer make this alpha version and then stop working on it only to continue again later? So I messaged the developer on Discord to find out the answer. Hi mate, I am a YouTuber making high quality game videos. Recently played your game and I am making a nice video about it. Hopefully it will give your game some more eyes. I just have a question related to your game. I will include your answer in the video as well. Doing some research on your game, I find out that you had uploaded the mention of the dead game on GameJolt.com 8 years ago. Was it you? If so, then why took you so long to make the full game? Did you stop working on it after releasing the alpha version? Please, I need your detailed answer. It's for the video, but I am also curious myself to find out. I waited for 2 days, but no answer. So it might remain a mystery, but with your help this mystery can be solved. Can you please pause the video and go smash the like button so that it blows up and reaches the developer and then he comments on the video to explain this mystery? Thank you. Now as the game starts, you find yourself outside the gates of a spooky mansion. The gate is already open, almost like it's inviting you inside. There are several graves near the entrance and one of them has the name Will Smith. Remember this name because it will be important throughout the game. After stepping through the gate, your character suddenly collapses and then wakes up inside a dark room within the mansion. The entire game has a very dark and creepy atmosphere. The story follows a detective named Kim who is investigating a case involving a missing person. The 9 disappearances linked to this notorious villa in the past 20 years. Because of these mysterious events, locals now refer to this place as the Cursed Villa. The voice acting in the game is okay, but the dialogue sounds a little bit cheesy. The inventory system looks decent though, and that's what made me bought this game in the first place. But the game is way too dark. I was just roaming around the room trying to find a way out and I can't see anything. Wait, what's this? I'll just ignore that. After running around the room for 10 minutes, I finally found a valve which I placed on a wall, and when I turned it, the furniture next to me moved, which didn't make any sense to me. But I'll ignore this too since it's an indie game probably made by one person. The character explores the spooky mansion looking for clues and trying to find a way out. You will find different hints scattered around, like a picture showing you a secret weapon, an axe stuck on the top of a tree, or another picture that reveals the final part of the game and the way to escape. There are 5 locked doors in the game and you need to find keys to unlock them one by one to solve the mysteries. You unlock door number 3, which looks like the owner's office. On his desk you will find a strange note that reveals the mystery of the missing people, and here the story gets very dark. Basically, the owner of this house has a daughter named Mary. One day they had an argument and she left the house. Soon after she went missing, eventually the police informed him that someone had kidnapped and killed her. But strangely, they never found the body, which doesn't really make sense. I don't know how they got their evidence. Anyway, the father blamed himself for everything, believing that if he hadn't been harsh with her that day, she would still be alive. He feels like he failed her, so in his desperation, he starts researching witchcraft, hoping to bring his daughter back from the dead. But the ritual he found requires 10 bodies and their blood to summon someone from the dead. He also mentions in the note that his health is very poor and he can't even leave his bed, which raises another question. How did he kidnap and kill these 9 people so far? He even says in the note that if there's a hell, he deserves to go there. In his room, there's a videotape giving a hint about a key in the basement. We need to get that key and run as far away as possible from this place. Throughout the game, there are several puzzles that we need to solve. The developer did a good job providing clues to help us solve these puzzles. For example, there's this puzzle where I need to unlock a safe and the password turned out to be his daughter's birthday, and which I find out in a note. Inside the safe, you will find a key card that unlocks another hidden door in room 4. There's particularly one puzzle towards the end of the game that I couldn't solve myself, so I want to see if any of you can figure it out, so stay with me until the end. As soon as I entered the door, it felt like something was biting me and my health started dropping quickly. I died twice before finally noticing there was a snake on the floor biting me. In this room you can see all sorts of witchcraft related items. There's a second note from Will Smith here, and this time he claims that the witchcraft ritual worked and he successfully resurrected himself and his entire family. But oddly, he couldn't resurrect his daughter because he lost her last photo. Honestly, the story was getting really confusing at this point. First, he wanted to bring his daughter back to life, but now he resurrected himself and his family instead. It just didn't make sense to me. If you guys can understand this better, please explain to me this in comments. What I'll do now is I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to give me a clear explanation. Hey ChatGPT, explain this please. Here's the explanation from ChatGPT. Will Smith planned to resurrect his daughter Mary using a witchcraft ritual requiring 10 bodies, but performing the ritual with only 9 bodies caused it to fail, unintentionally resurrecting himself and his family as cursed, monstrous beings. Mary remained dead, making the resurrection incomplete and tragic. Now this makes much more sense. Hopefully the developer knows about ChatGPT, man. And also shout out to ChatGPT for sponsoring this video. I wish. After this, I found the key to get outside so I could finally reach the basement. To enter the basement, I had to break the basement glass door using an axe. The axe location was hinted in a picture showing it stuck on the top of a tree. To reach it, I actually had to grab an office chair and climb up. As I stepped into the basement, I could see dead bodies lying around with their limbs cut off by traps. Maybe these were some of the victims who tried to escape this place but ended up brutally killed by these traps. I had to turn off these traps somehow to get past the next door, the door that had the key to freedom. As I opened it, I realized someone was waiting for me inside. It was the creature Will Smith mentioned in his second note, a cursed family member turned into a vicious monster attacking anyone who enters. After dealing with this monster, I found a picture in the basement showing the gate through which I first entered the mentioned courtyard. On the back of the picture it said, "Everything will be settled only when their demands are met." Now, finally for the unsolved puzzle. Pause this video here, read this carefully and let me know in the comments what the code to this locker is. Honestly, I had to use ChatGPT for help, and even ChatGPT only solved it on the third try after I scolded it a little. So I really want to see if any one of you can guess the correct code. I'll reply to you in comments letting you know if you're right or wrong. As I found the final key that will lead me to freedom, I went to the last entrance door and unlocked it, only to see a bunch of creatures waiting for me near the gate. I guess these were all the family members, including Mary's father, Will Smith. After taking them down using the limited ammo I had in my pistol, I went back to the very first gate, the one I had entered through the start of the game. It had the same message written on it as in the picture earlier. Their demands need to be fulfilled before he can leave. I had no idea how to escape, so I started looking around everywhere. Back inside the mansion, checking every room again. I even opened up my inventory thinking maybe I missed something. And that's when I noticed I still had some items that were never used anywhere, like a cross symbol, a magnifying glass, a picture of a girl. Then while wandering near the graves by the gate, I realized something. I could interact with the graves, and each grave, it seemed, belonged to a family member who needed one of these unused items. For example, Will Smith's grave pops up a message that he is missing Mary so much, so I figured the picture of the girl was Mary, and I placed it on his grave, and it worked. One by one, I gave each item to the grave it belonged to. Once I placed all the correct items, the gate finally opened. As I walked away from the mansion, the developer left a very powerful message. Life is fleeting and our time with loved ones is very precious, far too precious to let it slip away through neglect or misunderstanding. That line hit me hard. It's true, we often take our loved ones for granted. Sometimes we go days without talking, especially when there's been a fight or misunderstanding. But I've seen it in real life. People lose someone during that time of silence and they live with regret forever. Regret that their last words weren't kind. Regret that they didn't say I love you one more time. But by then, it's too late. So after watching this video, I want you to do something important. Message your loved ones. If you can meet them, go see them, talk to them, make things right before it's too late, like in this story. Thank you for watching. If this hit you like it hit me, please like and subscribe. I'll be doing more of these deep gaming stories from now on, so stay with me on this journey and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.